This is W2FJH bringing up the STNY Digital VoiceNet on Grandmaster Talk Group 31367, Wired Next Room 83721, and on Zoom. The primary purpose of the STNY Digital VoiceNet is to help foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York and provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. Again, the call is Whiskey 2 Foxtrot Juliet Hotel, and the name here is Frank. We'll first take a standby for any stations with emergency or priority traffic. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this night, please give a call sign followed by the word break spoken 2 times. Please leave a 4 to 5 second pause between transmissions for breaking stations or for those who wish to disconnect as talkers. This is a directed net, and the format will follow announcements, questions, and comments. This net utilizes NetLogger, which can be found at netlogger.org. NetLogger is not required, and we will take additional voice check-ins. For more information about this net or to join the Zoom meeting, please visit stnydmr.net. That's Sierra Tango November Yankee Delta Mike Romeo.net. You can also find us on 73.net. That's Sierra Echo Victor Echo November numeric number 3.net. This net will prioritize short-time mobile, in and out, or emergency power stations, followed by NetLogger check-ins, followed by voice check-ins. We currently do have 2 stations checked in that have keyed up kind of on the talk group that are regular. So the net would like to recognize N2 NRA Cliff and N2 NCD Paul. All right, when checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. So let's take a standby for any stations that are short-time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now. Okay, nothing heard there. So let's open up for any station that would like to check into the STNY Digital Voice Net. Please call now.
At control, this is N30JP.
W2ODD, W2OD, N1PTD.
Right, and I'd like to recognize N30JP Mix. There was another station calling out there, N1PTD. We were currently holding the STNY Digital Voice Net. If you'd like me to check you in, please call back and I can check you in, but I think you might have been talking on the wrong talk group. All right, let's take another quick standby. If there's anybody I missed that would like to check in the STNY Digital Voice Net, please call now. All right, another heard there, but I did see KB2SIN did key up. I'm guessing he was just joining us there, so I did check you in there, Bill. All right, let's kick things off. If there's any announcements for this evening, please call her. All right, nothing heard there, and I don't really have anything myself, so let's move on down to questions. If there's any questions for the next this evening, please call now. Okay, with nothing heard there, we will move right into comments. And the next topic this evening, I didn't come up with a net topic. I know Mal did have one, and he's not checked in this evening, but it seemed a little more complicated. I also did have one that maybe would need a little more background, but I just had a thought. I think we talked about it before about potentially having a simplex VHF to UHF like weekend. And my thought was like, hey, in the top of the hour during the weekend, let's see, over VHF, UHF, which is much shorter range. Let's see how many contacts and people are nearby, that you would know that in the event of all analog repeaters and everything else in the southern tier go down, who could you contact, through simplex, nearby for, any sort of help or assistance. But I figured that may be a bigger, a bigger discussion. It might be more of a technical net discussion. So I didn't make that the net topic this evening. So if you do have a net topic, let me know, and we will make it to the net topic for this evening. So, all right, first on my list is N2NRA. Cliff, how was your week there?
Good evening, Frank. It's been pretty wet weekend here, and otherwise, looking forward to the Handfest in Elmira, New York, coming up this Saturday. Back to the group.
Yeah, very good there, Cliff. And yeah, that was an announcement I meant to make, but completely forgot. I didn't have it jotted down, so that's how it works. When you don't write it down, sometimes I forget. But yes, the Elmira Handfest this weekend coming up. I believe it's also on 73 there, but I'm not quite sure. It's on the calendar already. But all right, next on the list is Influenza B. Paul, how was your week?
Hello again, Frank and all into NCB here. Well, the week went rather well. Uh, I think I mentioned last week that I moved my car, and a couple hours later went to move it again, and it wouldn't start in park, and got to the point where I figured out what happens if I put it in neutral when it started, because I knew it wasn't the battery. Well, took it to the shop, and it wasn't the neutral switch like I was expecting. Uh, just things needed greasing up and adjusting. And the nice thing about it, it was all done for free. So that was even better yet. And to Nick, Bill, N2MQK, earlier I mentioned that he and I had made contact, and he sent me an email. And as it turns out, he and I attended the same ham class back in 1991. I somewhat thought maybe the call sign was familiar, but that confirmed it. So sometimes once again, it becomes a short or small world. And did some things yesterday. We were out and about, and today we went out for lunch, and then got some stuff done inside, and got caught up on some reading. With that, we'll turn it back to you, Frank. Take care, all. Into NCB.
Hey, very good there, Paul. And sounds like a good week. They're always a benefit when you're expecting a car repair bill, and it turns out that it's free. So it's always a great feeling when that comes up. It doesn't come up too often enough. All right, NCOJP, Nick, you're next on my list. How was your week?
Oh, good evening, Frank. Everybody on the net. Well, what a week. Seems like it never ends. But first of all, yeah, Paul Bill's in one of the ham clubs, as you probably know, and M2 and N2 and M2K, and he's a bus driver. He handles the I think intermediate school, which is like junior high school, just down the road here. There's a net on in the morning. The breakfast series that usually checks in as bus driver mobile. Obviously, doesn't want to talk because he's ushering the kids around. I would have seen him last Thursday at the club meeting, but last week, my wife and I came home from Chicago on Tuesday. We had some plans, but she wasn't feeling good, and don't you know, she tested positive for COVID on Thursday. I had it in early August, and then she was pretty miserable. Finally moving around today a little bit. Still not eating too much, but at least she's getting up and moving around. Not a lot, but enough to know that she's kind of over all this. You catch a break. My plans, not that I'm disappointed that I couldn't keep them, but one of the fellows in the Elmira area, N2RZZ, Mark, he was at the Eastern, what do you call it, the Eastern Primitive event. Actually, it's over in Sugar Grove, Pennsylvania, just over the New York state line from Jamestown. And it's pretty much an event where the participants act like it's pre-1840. So I kind of wanted to see that. But well, there's always next year, as they say. But today I did watch that NASA event. It was on NASA TV. You remember a couple of years ago, there was a launch and this device landed on that asteroid and picked up some of the, some of the samplings, dirt and whatever, rocks. And today it dropped them back down to Earth. I guess the technology was to release a capsule, and about the size of a small coffee table. And of course, it's coming at 27,000 miles an hour. The heat shield got pretty hot, about 5,000 degrees. Then it plopped down in the desert out in Utah. So that was pretty interesting to watch. And Frank, as far as your VHF UHF session, I know in 2 weeks we do the simulated emergency test for Pennsylvania. Many states do this, but that's in 2 weeks, and primarily on UHF and VHF, especially locally. And then they do some WinLink is being done, and possibly some other HF. So interesting test to get involved in. I'm not sure where I'll be. I got to head back up to Chicago this weekend. My boat comes out. But I was thinking about coming over to the Elmira Ham Fest. I was there a couple of years ago. It was pretty good. A lot of open trunks. And plus there's a couple of people that I'd like to meet, so we'll have to see. I got the okay from my wife. She'll be fine. Now that she's over all this, she'll be back on her feet here. So that was my week, Frank. It's hard to make plans because they always seem to change. Something always seems to come up. So I haven't chiseled in stone going to Elmira just for that reason. Frank, I'll turn it back to you. W2FJH N30JP.
Hey, very good there, Mick. And yeah, I might have to get in touch with you there about the UHF EHF emergency test that they do, and kind of see how they do it there. I'm just kind of coming up with ideas there because I don't think we have anything, or I haven't heard of anything similar to it. Just a simplex, similar to a special event for HF, kind of having a special event weekend for VHF, UHF, and just to see. I know Paul. Paul's one. He's near me. I'm pretty positive I could. At least I hear Paul from the StarNet on the input frequency. But I don't know if there's many other hams that I can actually get to through with simplex being where I am. So this would be an interesting test to do. So and yeah, definitely send the wife my regards there. Hopefully she feels better and is over it there. And keep me posted if you do end up going to the Elmira Ham Fest. I might be able to. I know we're visiting the wife's grandmother this coming weekend on Saturday. So I at least might be able to swing by just enough to say hi, but I don't think I'll be able to attend the Elmira Ham Fest. She does live over in the Horseheads Corning area. So we'll be driving down that way this weekend. All right. Next on my list is KB2 and Bill. How was your week there?
Good evening, Frank, and everybody else on the net. Not a bad week. Just getting ready for the retirement gig here in a couple of weeks and getting things together and not much going on. I'd like to go to the Ham Fest, but I got a medical procedures being done on Friday down at Robert Packer, and then I got to go up Saturday or Sunday and close up camp for the season. Always a sad time when we got to winterize and close things up. But it's the start of the season, so this is the end of camping season, the start of the holiday season. But other than that, I don't have much more to say. And it's nice stepping in here on Sunday, not being able to do so. So with that, we'll turn that back over to you, Frank. Maybe to us in. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe.
Yeah, very good there, Bill. And yeah, it is. We just had the last weekend. Uh, we had the net topic set for since Saturday was the first day officially of fall. We were talking about the favorite fall activities. And not too many people in that evening had too many particular favorite fall activities. It was well, the fall comes, the colder weather comes, and then winter's coming on top of that. So, all right, this is W2FJ8 with the STNY Digital Voice Net. Let's see if there's any additional stations that would like to check in this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. So if there wasn't any additional stations, let's open it up for any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns. Please call now.
You to us in.
All right, then we have KB2SIN. Bill, fire away with your question or comment.
I just wanted to make a comment out there to remind everybody. 33.917, 75 meters, QCWA, Chapter 28 net is Sunday mornings at 10:30. Had a good group in there this morning. Conditions actually well for it. If it doesn't work there, then we go up to 40 meters. But everybody is welcome. You don't have to be a QCWA member, but all are welcome to check in. The more the merrier. And Frank, anytime you want to try out Simplex 5.2, Throw me a text. We know if I'm home, we'll try it out here and see how far you can get. You can get over here to the Thriving Metropolis Support Crane. Maybe 12 million back to you.
Hey, sounds good there, Bill. I might have to take you up on that. And I did have a DMR. I had the Anytone 578 UV3. That's kind of my base station, and we had a little a water mishap, and it made me nervous because it almost actually hit my radio, and I ended up taking my forget what this one is here. Oh, it's a TYT. It's a TYT, just analog radio. I'm making my base station. I ended up putting the DMR radio in my vehicle. But I'd definitely be open for seeing either I can hit you with analog from the base station here, or if I actually go out to the car really quick and see if I could talk to a few folks over Simplex DMR. That'd be great to have some extra options, just in case Owego ever gets a flood again or anything else, and some of the repeaters go down. It's good to be able to contact people if needed. So, all right, this is W2FH with the STNY Digital VoiceNet. Let's make a final call here. For any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with any additional comments, questions, or concerns, please call now. All right, hear nothing then. We might as well wrap things up here. So I'd like to thank Cliff, Paul, Mick, and Bill for joining me this evening. We'll be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FJH, and I'll be listening.